Dark Shadow of Light, and you are watching my Let's Play of Sonic Heroes. In the last episode we cleared Zone 6 with Team Sonic, and in this episode we conclude their story.
You fools must all have a death wish. Witness this invincible battleship, built by the hands of a genius. Its power, unmatched throughout the universe.
Alright, Eggman. Let's get this party started.
Yes, Eggman, let's get this party started. For the fourth and final time we are here to destroy you.
Wow, we're flying way high.
They're not ball.
Come on, this is nothing. Let's keep moving.
Sonic, unfazed by the environment, leads Tails and Knuckles on,
Cannons are aiming this way.
and we begin Egg Fleet for the fourth and final time with Team Sonic. Now, before I get into anything else, I'm going to give you guys a little explanation. This video should have gone up 3 weeks ago, a couple of days after the release of episode 36. However, there are a couple of complications that got in the way of that. The first is that I tried uploading this video twice, and for some reason both times the upload failed due to a conflict with the file formats. Basically, that means that this video failed to upload twice because it was not of a supported file format. Now, this to me does not make any sense because it is the exact same format as the previous 36 episodes, which did not have that issue while they were uploading. The second complication is that before I was able to attempt to upload this video a third time, my computer ended up getting wiped. When I say my computer, I mean my laptop. It ended up having some sort of virus on it or something that ended up wiping out the hard drive, and I ended up having to reinstall the operating system and restoring the computer to the way it was, and that took some time. But while I successfully managed to do that, I ended up losing about pretty much everything, all of my data files that were on my laptop, and that includes some bonus footage that I was going to upload after the Let's Play is over, but I can't do that now because I no longer have those files. So, along with all of those lost files was episode 37, which is this one right now. So what you're watching is a re-recording of episode 37 that I had to do because I lost the original recording. So those are the two complications. One, file format was apparently not supported, and I ended up, my computer crashed and I had to basically restore it. And of course, I also lost my editing software that I had on my laptop, but I'm using the same one from another computer now. But I'm going to have to put that back on my laptop as soon as I can get the product here. I don't know when that'll be. It should be soon though. Anyway,
Here we go.
that's why this episode didn't go up with the previous ones.
One down.
All right.
Way to go, guys.
Okay, after destroying the first battleship, and I don't know how that happened, after destroying the first battleship, we move on to destroy the second and complete the stage. I have a key which will take me to the 7th bonus challenge. In the next stage, of course, I'll be getting the Chaos Emerald, and etc, etc. So,
We should take care of them first.
this video, like I said, should have been up sooner, and what I just told you wasn't an excuse, it was an explanation. This video should have gone up. In fact, I should have even uploaded the update video by now that I said I would upload in the last episode, but as I just explained, complications got in the way of that. So, I have a topic that I want to talk about that will cover a large portion of this episode, which will regard the time in relation, basically Team Sonic, let me explain myself, the time that Team Sonic has to beat Eggman in relation to the time of the stages. So, Seaside Hill begins on what we assume is the first day, right? And you can see by the sun and the sky, basically the sun and the sky show the time of day to be about noon, right? Or somewhere around that, somewhere between afternoon and between noon and mid-afternoon, right? So that's the time zone in which stages 1 and 2 take place. Now, stage 3 and stage 4, Grand Metropolis and Power Plant, take place also during the daytime, but the sky looks different in that it looks like it's morning. So that would imply that between Seaside Hill and Grand Metropolis, Team Sonic spent 1 day. Now, that wouldn't exactly be an issue, or it wouldn't be confusing or whatever, except that when the team gets to Casino Park, Tails says that they only have 24 hours left. Now, if I understand this correctly, and if I've put this together correctly, basically means that it took the team 2 days to get from Seaside Hill to, Casino Park. Now, that wouldn't exactly make sense, or it would be an inconsistency, since Casino Park takes place at night, right? And then we see that Hang Castle and Mystic Mansion, or we see that Hang Castle takes place at night, and we also have to assume that Mystic Mansion takes place at night. Now, that would basically mean that the 24 hours that Team Sonic had to get from Casino Park to Eggman was used up because, night to night means that a 24-hour time period has passed, and that would basically mean that they already lost. Plus, when Rail Canyon begins, Sonic asks Tails how much time is left, and Tails says that they have until sunset. Now, at that time, it is already either sunset or sunrise. More likely sunrise. Now we have completed the first stage of the final zone of Sonic Heroes with Team Sonic, and after the points we will move on to the special stage and clear the bonus challenge. Now, I'm not finished talking about what I have to, but I'm going to hold off on that for a moment.
That was tight!
Of course, as usual, it was tight. I got an A rank, and I don't plan on changing that anytime soon, or at all, really. 104 emblems, we are growing closer to unlocking a new 2-player mode. And yes, all my plans for this Let's Play, with the exception of the extra that I plan to upload after the Let's Play is over due to losing my data. Okay, let me try restating that. All of my plans for this Let's Play are still underway, as in I'm still going to do everything I plan to do, with the exception of uploading bonus footage after the Let's Play was over, because I lost that bonus footage when I had to reinstall my operating system on my laptop. So, basically, nothing's really changed. I'm still going to show the 2-player mode and whatnot and blah blah blah. I'm still going to 100% this game and show the 2-player mode. I just won't have any bonus footage for this Let's Play. So this is the final special stage. It can be the most difficult, and that's understandable, as it is the last of the bonus stages. It's not the last time we'll be using a bonus stage. That will be after we complete the next stage. But this is the final bonus stage, the final bonus challenge. So it is understandably the most challenging of the bonus challenge. Most challenging of the bonus challenges. Yeah. Anyway, most challenging if you're not very skilled, and it can be easy to lose this. As I said before, don't go in those rings because they'll just waste your time. Just go in speed formation, and if necessary, use the power dash. Although I would recommend you save your power dash for later points so that you can use it if necessary. Now, you'll probably need to use power dash at some point, so just make sure you don't waste your power gauge early in the stage, because you might end up hindering yourself later. So, I was talking about the time that Team Sonic had. So yeah, as I was saying, it wouldn't exactly make sense for, it seems there was an inconsistency, because Seaside Hill begins at what I assume is noon, and then Grand Metropolis begins in morning at what I assume is morning, which, if I'm right, would mean that Team Sonic took a day to get from Seaside Hill to Grand Metropolis, and then Casino Park sale says that they only have 24 hours left, and then in Rail Canyon, Tails says that they have until sunset, and by then it's already sunrise. And then in Hang Castle, we see that the time is night, so sunset is already passed, and it would make sense that Team Sonic is already lost, unless, of course, Grand Metropolis and the Seaside Hill take place on the same day, which is probably the case. Also, let's see, one thing that must also be factored in is that, see, the time of day would change, or as you travel around the world, as in you would gain and lose time, because you're traveling around to another part of the planet where the time of day would be different due to the Earth stage and its rotation on that one day. So basically, you go from an area of the planet that is, let's say, for example, let's say it's noon, and then you go to another part of the world and it's morning, because for that part of the world, because that part of the Earth is just now rotating towards in such a way that you can see the sun. Now up here, if you choose to use power formation to destroy that egg hammer, you'll want to be careful, because if you don't want to fall down, you might end up doing that if you just rapidly attack. Let's see, as I was saying. So yeah, the time of day around the world can change due to you going to another part of the world that hasn't experienced the same stage of rotation as the part of the planet you just left. Now, let's see. But that still wouldn't change the fact that Eggman gave him 3 days, which equates to 72 hours to get to him. So basically, that's one tiny thing that can be confusing about this game. If you don't have a proper understanding, and I'm not saying that I do, because I'm pretty much sure I just said that I don't have a 100% understanding. But basically, if you don't really understand it too well, it can seem like Team Sonic basically went over their time limit, and that it would make sense that they failed. But maybe they did fail, but because they got to Eggman's base, I don't know, maybe they got some extra time or something, I don't know. But yeah, but the two possibilities are, and I failed to get on that pole. Nice. Means I'll have to go the long way. Anyway, basically two possibilities are that Seaside Hill to Power Plant took place on the same day, but that wouldn't make sense either, because by the time they get to Casino Park, they have 24 hours, which basically means that 2 days would have to pass between the time that the Sonic Team Sonic gets from Seaside Hill to Casino Park. Of course, what also must be factored in is the travel time between each stage. All we see is that, oh, you're on one stage, you completed, now you're in the next. What we don't see is how the team travels from each stage, but in Team Sonic's case that might not be too hard, because they have the X-Tornado, which is a plane that Tails developed that can it's basically the only vehicle that on the planet that can keep up with Sonic. Basically they have that which they can use to travel around, which would make sense that they travel around that way, because Sonic cannot fly, and Tails obviously can't fly them around everywhere, because, you know, he's not Superman or anything like that. So yeah, the time can be confusing. I mean, I just don't get that. I mean, I bet you're probably bored of hearing me talk about this, but, you know, what can I do, I guess? Not much. Anyway, so I'll try to get off the time topic soon. So, yeah, it's like, regardless, they have 24 hours by the time they get to Casino Park, and that time it's night there. So then by the time they get to Hang Castle, it's again night. So that will basically mean that they failed, unless like Team Sonic. Yeah, it's very confusing. So anyway, we're coming to close to the end of the stage. I mean, I guess you could say we're close to the end of the stage, even though it will take some time to actually complete the stage. So down here you have to activate 3 switches to get the fan to operate. It's not too hard. Come up here, there will be 2 egg hammers waiting for you, and you just use Knuckles to get rid of them.
Time to party!
They're attacking Mountain! Keep your guard up!
I'll destroy everything that comes my way.
Yes, Knuckles, do your best to destroy everything in our way. So long as you do not manage to overdo it and stress yourself beyond your limits. So basically this switch just activated the pole that we have to go up, which I believe is the longest pole in the game. So, 4 minutes 25 seconds, yes, we're making good time. I'll easily get this stage done in less than 9 minutes, which is my goal. Now, let's see, videos after this episode, after this episode is uploaded, I'm going to basically edit together
They're attacking Mountain!
this team's extra missions and show that all in one video. Or not, no, I'm not basically, it's not going to be a super long video that shows each extra mission in full. It's just going to be a video in which I show, I guess, highlights from each extra mission. And because the thing is though, I don't plan on showing Team Sonic's extra missions for a couple of reasons. One, the first reason, first and foremost, is that the extra missions in this game for Team Sonic are the exact same as their normal missions, except you just have to finish them in a set amount of time. That's the only difference. Other than that, the level structure is different, enemies are different, pretty much everything's the same, even keys and whatnot, everything is the same, ranking system, etc., except you just have to complete the stage in a certain amount of time. That's it. That's the only difference. I don't really see the point in showing the stage all over again to show the exact same thing, which basically that's exactly what it would be, just the exact same thing, me doing pretty much what I did in the normal missions, except this time around I'm just rushing through the stage to get it done in a certain amount of time. So basically that's why I'm not going to show the extra missions in full. Like I said, I'll just edit together a video. And I probably won't be talking for that video, but, you know, we'll see. Chances are I won't be talking, so when you see that video, don't expect to hear my voice, because I probably won't commentate over that. After that video is uploaded, I'm going to upload an update video in which I will be talking. I mentioned the update video in the last episode, episode 36, but I'm mentioning it again here. I'm going to upload an update video in which I'll speak, and I'll explain the situation behind the recording, and where we go from there, I guess we'll find out then. So, let's see, something else I want to talk about.
Only 4 lasers.
Let's see.
One, two, three, four,
Don't really have another topic.
Even with 4 laser cannons, that's still not enough to stop us.
Obviously, not enough to stop any of the Sonic heroes. You want to be careful of that laser. If you're not fast enough, either use your flight formation character to fly up, or you'll be knocked off the rail and you'll have no chance of recovering. Let's see. Yep, Go Ring is just up ahead, and after we hit the Go Ring, we'll move on to the special stage, then on to the final boss of the story, and then etc. This episode will be over after the credits. So basically, this episode, there are only, after this episode, the way I've calculated it, there are about, there are not too many more.
That was tight.
The Let's Play should be over within the next 6 parts. And I'm not going to go into too much detail until the update video anyway. So, and again, just so you guys know, I will be talking in that video. It's not going to be like the other 2 uploaded videos I uploaded which were just text. I will actually talk. So, the 7th and final Emerald Challenge. This can be the most difficult, depending on your skill level. Now, it's understandable that this would be the most difficult because, as the same thing I said with the bonus challenge, it is the final one. Excuse me. Anyway, so although the general strategy is the same, I mean, if you're skilled, just avoid, and you don't even have to be skilled, just avoid the mines, get all the power orbs, and you should be able to catch the emerald without too much difficulty. Although, I should have had the emerald caught by now, but wow, you see these tiny things are getting in the way of my catching this emerald, but I have to. If this is going to be a 100% run, I have to get this emerald. And if I don't, then I won't be able to complete this Let's Play. Now, those of you who are familiar with this game probably already know what's coming up and why I need to capture these emeralds, but I'm not going to go into details about why I need these emeralds because that will be spoilers, and I've already said before, and the policy will not change for future Let's Plays. I'm not going to give any spoilers. No spoilers. It's just like I said, I don't believe in spoiling the experience for anyone who hasn't seen this game. So basically, like, yeah, here's this final segment. I should explain this. I caught the emerald because at the end of the stage, at the end of each bonus challenge, you are given one last-ditch effort to catch the emerald. It's basically it's a long segment of nothing but power orbs that you can use to fill your power gauge and dash. Basically, you take that opportunity as it is your final. If you miss it, too bad.
This time you won't get away!
Give it up! This looks like checkmate, Doctor!
Enough of this! Sonic, Tails, Knuckles! Time to meet your maker! I'll show you what real evil is!
Very well then, Eggman, let's go.
This is it, guys! Don't hold anything back!
Okay!
No worries!
Okay. Got hit by
Level up!
Eggman. No, got hit by something. Anyway, now we're beginning the Egg Emperor for the 4th and last time of this Let's Play. Now, let's see, I was explaining something about the special stage, the Emerald Challenge. Yes, basically, like that last-ditch effort I was talking about. Basically, that is your last chance. Like I said, it's your absolute last chance to get the emerald, because if you don't get it, you won't, because after that segment is the gold ring, and as we know, if the emerald gets to the gold ring first, you lose. You have to replay the stage to get to the normal stage, to get to the special stage, and etc, etc. But just because you get to that segment doesn't mean you have a definite chance of getting the emerald. You have to basically take full advantage of it, but if the emerald is too far ahead of you, even that last segment won't be enough to get you to successfully catch the emerald. So take advantage of it, but try not to rely on it, because if you do that, you might end up screwing up your chance. Now, I actually meant for this Team Blast to finish Eggman off, but that didn't seem to happen, so looks like we have to go around this cycle again. Okay, good thing you're able to jump in speed formation after taking damage, otherwise I would have just failed. Now, should have gotten Tails to level 3, but it shouldn't make much of a difference now. Now, with that Eggman charge, when Eggman charges in that robot, there are only 2 ways to counter that. There are, 2 ways to not take damage, to avoid damage, there are only 2 ways to avoid taking damage from it. The first is to be doing Rocket Excel, and the second is to be in power formation with your team members at your side, with your power formation basically powered up with his other members. So that's it, we've completed Team Sonic's story. This boss battle did take a little longer than I would have expected it to. Well, it's taking longer than I expected it to, but I still got an A, so...
You're finished, Eggman!
Yes, you are finished, Eggman. Or at least it would seem that way. We won't be fighting you again.
Talk about cutting it close.
Not really.
Come on, tell me you weren't scared. If it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have had a chance.
Well, maybe you're right. Thanks, Knuckles. You too, Tails. Later, guys. I'm out of here.
Not going to happen, Amy. And just so you know, you're never going to catch him. If he were seriously running, he'd already be gone, and you'd have no hope of finding him. Anyway, that's the end of Team Sonic's story. So I'm going to explain a couple things. First off, the order in which I did the teams. For those of you who know the game, have maybe seen other Let's Plays, may have seen a little odd, like normally people do Team Sonic, then Dark, then Rose and Chaotix, basically the order in which it appears on the screen from left to right, but I didn't do that. I did Team Rose, then Team Chaotix, then Team Dark, and now I did Team Sonic. The reason for this is, there are two reasons. I wanted to do it in, basically somewhat a level of increasing difficulty. Like I'd start off with Team Rose, which was the easiest team, and then move up to to higher levels of difficulty. Now, Team Sonic was not the hardest team. The hardest team, as I said, I'm sure I said, was Team Dark. That's the first reason, because you know, Team Rose is the easiest. I worked my way up to the hardest, even though Team Sonic's not the hardest, which ties into the second reason. But I'll continue on the first. That yeah, it wouldn't make sense for me to do the first two teams and then and then go through a tutorial on the third team, even though we already know how to play the game. So basically, yeah, the first episode it was a good episode for a tutorial, because the Team Rose tutorial is basically mandatory regardless of whether or not you've done any other teams. The second reason that I did the teams in order I did relates to the scene that you just saw here. Basically, at the end of all but during all but Team Chaotix's stories, you saw an unidentified villain and then an unidentified voice saying blank data copied. So basically, that's the other reason I did the teams in the order that I did. First it said Chaos data copied, then it said Ultimate Lifeform data successfully copied, and then for Team Sonic, this villain or whoever said all Lifeform data successfully copied. It makes sense, in my mind, it makes sense to see that all Lifeform data successfully copied. It makes sense that you would hear that last, so because it's more ominous and whatnot. Basically, that's the two reasons. So, let's see. Again, videos after this one. I will not be showing Team Sonic's extra missions, and I explained one reason why. The second reason why, which I also mentioned before, is that there's another game mode that exclusively uses this team. So basically, if I showed all the extra missions and then that game mode, it will basically be me showing this team too much, spending too many videos on this team, and a lot of other videos will already have more. This team will already have more videos than the other teams. This has been the Dark Shadow of Light, and I will see you all in time.